The end when maybe Leeds were going to have a penalty to make it.
My heart, wow. Gabby scared me, but yeah, it's never a penalty, not for me. So when I saw the video, I was more relaxed.
It's a real shame for Patrick, isn't it? Because he actually made you look so much more threatening going forwards in the second half, but obviously couldn't stick away the penalty.
He's had a rough year, Pat has, and there's nobody works harder. The strikers have these patches of form, and when we got the second penalty, which then wasn't, Pat was the first one, and he said, "No, I'm having it," and that's credit to him. That's the type of characters we need in the team, and we had that today. I think everyone to a man was good, and it's just heartbreaking and absolutely gutting to come away with nothing.
I've asked him to focus on performance, to play with confidence, and to play with discipline in terms of the way we want to play. And you see when we do that we can be a very good team. This is the best team in the league. I think they've been marching through the league pretty easily. And today we made it very difficult and showed that actually on the day we were better.
The last 4 teams that have made the start you have gone on to win the Premier League title. Is there something special happening at the moment?
It's very special for us to have that level of consistency to win in many different contexts. Today was a very special context. After Thursday, after coming here, then the no power, then delayed with the VAR decision, with the way we have to suffer the second half. I think this team deserves some credit.
And you're glad they found the batteries for VAR, given what happened late on?
Well, I think it turned out to be crucial.
It did. We got there in the end. They were under the pump for a lot of that game, were Arsenal. And Mikel Arteta also said after it had probably been their biggest test so far. So they do deserve a lot of credit for coming through that.
Certainly they played with a lot of spirit, with a lot of grit, backs to the wall. Leeds were magnificent, certainly in the second half, but the quality from Saka for his goal was, the kid is just fantastic.
Finally, you can buy English football at a very low price. Enjoy Premier League and Champions League full replay matches, as well as analysis shows from Premier League TV, BBC, BT Sports, and Sky Sports. Uncut with full footage. Enjoy weekend reviews, previews, tactical analysis, and more. Join us today at the link in the description below, www.primeshows.net.
Fantastic. He's the most creative player that... Since Arteta's been there, everything seems to go through him. I know Jesus is the new story, but Saka just gets better. Early in there, and Arsenal are trying to get it out. It's come from Rodrigo, which is a plus for Arsenal. And once he gets into there, it's just a little give and go, and he's waiting. He just pins the fullback, plays it in behind, and look at this for a finish. And I've seen him sky a few of these recently. So he's certainly meant this. He's been practicing it. That's that little area there for Ødegaard. He does that every week. Little running off the ball. He's looking, he's just waiting, and then puts the burners on, and he settles himself nicely and just puts it into the roof of the net. So that's a top level finish. And really that was the difference in the end, because the second half was then a completely different game from the point of view of Leeds. It really did turn on Patrick Bamford coming off the bench.
Well, go on then. You've combined both your pieces of analysis in one answer. So
well, I just think that if he could play every week, then Leeds would be certainly somewhat higher in the table.
Definitely.
I just felt sorry for him today a little bit. Of course, I'm sitting there as an Arsenal former player, hiding behind the sofa at times because it was that good. This was only a minute or so. He's come off the bench, a minute or so in. You guys were all screaming because you're not Arsenal fans, but I knew he'd pushed him. And in the end, that was the case. But look how expertly they press. It's really brilliant the way they do this. Aronson there feeding him, Bamford again. This comes back to him, and I just feel here he's got to hit this first time. Just nitpick him, but I think, look, you see the frustration with him. But he's a part of this press to get this ball back, and Arsenal was just playing into their hands a little bit. It's a ferocious atmosphere there. Again, I think he maybe could have hit that slightly earlier, but Ramsdale comes out brilliantly to smother the problem. I haven't seen anybody give these two central defenders this amount of problem, to be fair to him. Again, look at that. Gabriel gets in the way and they clear up. And this one, great movement again. I wonder if Saliba there, a little tug on him. I wonder if maybe could he go down? Perhaps
if he had gone down, he'd have got a foul, wouldn't he?
If he'd gone down, he's off.
Gabriel's off there at that point. I mean, he was sent off again, actually. Well, that was Saliba at that time. But lovely little layoff again. And again, that's Somerville coming off the bench, should be putting that away. So it's a missed opportunity for Leeds, but I mean, they're the sort of games, if you want to be champions or you want to challenge to be champions, you have to get points and get a win, and that was a brilliant result for Arsenal tonight.
His stats, as we saw there, were fantastic for Patrick Bamford, and yeah, he had some chances and he missed the penalty as well. But because of the injuries he's had, it's just about getting up to match speed, isn't it?
He looks fit enough. I mean, it's confidence a lot of the times with strikers. They get a couple of goals and then they feel more comfortable. He just seemed to take too many touches at times, trying to get that perfect finish. Whereas when you've been playing and you've got a bit of rhythm, you're getting shots off much more quickly. But Leeds have got to turn those good performances into some points sooner rather than later. Because they did the same for the majority of the game against Palace last week. Played with a good intensity, made some chances and ended up losing the game.
Did you see a different resilience and fight in Arsenal?
It's been there all season, chappers. When you go to Brentford and you win a game 3-0 comfortably, they've beaten Spurs and Liverpool recently at home, but this is one you go to. It's a young group. When you go to Ellen Road, I always found that a ferocious atmosphere to play in. Really, really difficult. Certainly when they're playing into that main core fans as they were second half, and they stood up to that. And
I think the first time, I think we should have put the game 2 or 3-0 up. We didn't do that, and then the second half was a different story. Credit to Leeds, the way they came out in the second half, they created this problem. We made so many easy errors and giveaways in really dangerous areas that put us under trouble, and then we never generated any momentum, any control in the game. Very different to the first, but I just love the commitment, the relentless and the passion that the team played to somehow find a way to win a game.
It was a really unusual start to the delay with the suspension of the game. How do you feel your players cope with that?
We had to adapt. Obviously, we are not used to that, and it changed a little bit our routines. We tried to do it the best possible way, but I think we started the game really well.